Today we have battery replacement on a Vexilar sonar fish finder, or otherwise known as a flasher. This particular model is an FL22 HD, but this process can be used on virtually all Vexilar batteries. And you can see when I turn it on here, I'm getting a low battery. Typically you're going to want to replace it before it hits this point, otherwise it's going out on the ice. Better to replace it every 2 to 3 years max, just to make sure your equipment's running and you don't get your fishing trip cut short. So here I'm going to shut it off, spin it around to kind of show you here. There's a cup here that holds the transducer, so that sits in there. So obviously take that out, and we need to remove this piece so we can access the battery, and that is by these two screws right here. So if I put a Phillips screwdriver in there, that's really the only tool you'll need for this project. And it's a little tricky getting the screwdriver in there, but not too bad. And not all models come with this. You may just have an open battery in the back. So that opens up the battery container cartridge here. And you can see we've got a red wire and a black wire connected. So we're simply going to disconnect those. Pull this battery out of here. So this is the factory installed Vexilar battery. Looks like we've got a model number of BTY200. Model numbers can change. It's got a red and a black terminal on top, about the size of a brick. So set that aside. For the replacement, we're going to put in this VICI battery. It's a model VB9-12. That's a 12-volt, 9-amp-hour battery. It's essentially the largest capacity battery that you can fit in this form factor. And one thing too, if your unit does have this where the cup goes over here, you're going to want to make sure your terminals are going to be to the right as you're looking back there. And that is so when this cup goes back on there, it doesn't interfere with the terminals. So from here, we're just going to connect the black terminal first, and then the red terminal. Push it on there snugly. So I'm going to screw that back in there. I'm not going to make you guys watch that. But essentially that's it. Turn it on. We've got the low batteries off. They're going to run, when your battery starts to get low, you're going to get interference. If you have any other Vexilars, fish finders around you, you're going to see that it's just not going to perform how it should. You're going to end up having to constantly adjust the gain just to be able to see the fish coming in, your lure on there. So best to replace the battery, like I said, every 2 to 3 years to make sure your equipment is running properly. One more tip, some people think if you could go to a lithium type battery, you're going to save a lot on the weight, maybe the runtime. And while that is true, lithium batteries can have that, or LiFePO batteries. The big problem with them is in the cold, you're going to lose virtually all. Your battery can just shut off under a certain temperature. That could be 25 degrees. Inside a lithium battery, not this battery, this is a sealed AGM battery. A lithium battery has a battery management system inside of it where it monitors the cold. It's just simply going to shut off. So it's just not a good technology to put in a flasher fish finder. Stick with the sealed lead acid and you'll be on the ice.